Hello everyone, today we'll be doing a heuristic evaluation on the Booking.com website. My name is Leonardo Pantaleon.
And my name is Celia Duran.
And my name is Julian Yebe.
Booking.com is an internet-first company. Its services are primarily available to its customers via the Booking.com website. Because customers spend their money and time to make their bookings, having a user-friendly interface for them to interact with is of utmost importance. If a website is too difficult for user understanding, this will discourage further usage, therefore turning away business. One way to assure the best user interface quality possible would be to hold Booking.com to the standards user experience specialist Jacob Nielsen defines in 10 usability heuristics for user interface design.
Methodology. Our methodology for this report begins by analyzing Nielsen's 10 usability heuristics. We narrowed the list down to the best 6. These include match between system and the real world, error prevention, recognition rather than recall, flexibility and efficiency of use, aesthetic and minimalist design, and helping users recognize, diagnose, and recover from errors. We define these as the best because we believe they are the most useful for the Booking.com website to implement correctly. If the company is able to focus on improving these 6, then they will greatly improve user experiences on the website. Now Celia to describe the first heuristic.
Match between system and real world. When creating an interface, the designer must consider who will be using it. It cannot be assumed that the user will have a lot of experience. Technical terms and jargon should be avoided at all costs. One of our findings shows that in the specific case of booking a flight, the user will come across hacker fare. The use of those words can create confusion and cause the user to open another tab in order to look up the definition, leaving behind Booking.com. To avoid this type of distraction, Booking.com can add an information icon next to hacker fare to indicate what it means, or a tooltip text so if the user hovers their mouse over the hacker fare, the definition will show. In another of our findings, we have Expedia.com using real-world objects and correlating them to text, something that Booking.com does not do in their homepage. If Booking.com were to add such icons to their text, this further enhances how the user will associate these texts to real-world objects. And next, Julian will continue with our second heuristic.
Error prevention. Error prevention techniques on a website should not only include error messages to notify the user of the current problem, but should also prevent the user from making any errors to begin with. All error dialogues shown should notify the user of the current problem and how to fix it. For the most part, Booking.com does a good job on displaying the appropriate error messages and helping the user whenever needed. However, it is inconsistent with checking email formatting when a user is booking on behalf of someone else. You can have an incorrect email format and the website will not notify you of this problem, unlike in the email text box above, which properly notifies the user of the incorrect format. We recommend that Booking.com should have format checking for all of their email text boxes to be more consistent.
Recognition rather than recall. This heuristic is properly utilized when the user is shown recognizable information without being asked to recall prior information. This heuristic should also demonstrate important information to the user at all times. Findings. Booking.com does a great job at limiting user recollection. This is primarily done by creating a finisher booking pop-up, which even without an account tracks prior search history and allows the user to return to where they stopped and complete their order. Booking.com likewise implements a navigation tooltip at the top of the site. This allows users to recognize where they have been on the site and how they got to where they are. This is very useful at decreasing user confusion since it allows more fluidity on the site and more recollection from the user. And now Julian to explain flexibility and efficiency of use.
Flexibility and efficiency of use. Websites that are easy to use and efficient have proven to speed up the interaction between the user and the system. Objects such as search bars and quick navigation between pages helps the user complete tasks in an efficient manner. Website logos serve as a link back to the homepage, and some websites have a home label for the less technical user to navigate back home. Booking.com does have this implemented on some pages, but not in others. As you can see here in figure 12, the cursor does not turn into the hand, indicating that this is a link to go back to the home page. And also down here in figure 14, you can see all these tabs at the top. There's different options, but none of them are an option to go back to the home page. This inconsistency could be frustrating to users who have gone deep into a website and wish to go back to the home page. This can also be frustrating for those who end up on Booking.com through Google but don't necessarily end up on the home page and wish to go back to the home page. Booking.com should have the logo serve as a link on every page of their website and have a home label that is less technical for a user to click on. Aesthetic and minimalist design. Dialog boxes should contain the necessary information to make the user aware of the current situation. It should only contain relevant information, as anything extra could distract the user from what's important. Booking.com gives the user the option to change the language and currency of the page. However, it is not easy to identify just where the user can do this. At the top of the page, there are two icons, a flag and a $sign. These icons have no labels, so at first glance it appears as just ordinary icons that serve no purpose to the page until you hover over them. When you hover over the $sign, you get a little message that displays choose your currency, and when you hover over the flag, you get a message saying select your language. I feel like this is not a good design, as any user can spend more time than needed just to change the language or the currency. Booking.com should have labels clearly indicating what each icon does.
Help users recognize, diagnose, and recover from errors. Websites should express error messages plainly and suggest solutions. As a group, we combine the help and documentation aspect of heuristic evaluations with recognition, diagnoses, and recovery, since we felt they were interrelated and should be tackled together for the website. Findings. Booking.com lacks error codes from the main website or any type of technical frequently asked questions. Error codes are not significant due to a very good error prevention, but they do happen. Booking.com should keep this possibility in mind. A Google search does conjure the Booking.com error codes, but lacking an explanation, description, or possible solutions. As a group, we recommend the implementation of a link from the site, maybe at the bottom of the page, as well as the addition of a brief possible causation, as well as possible solutions. And now Celia Duran to conclude.
As one of the leaders in the e-lodging space, Booking.com does a good job in creating a positive user experience. However, it displays minor problems, which if changed could improve its overall quality. As the internet becomes a more commonplace in more countries, Booking should aim at having the best website in the space. Fulfilling expectations set forth by these heuristics can successfully result in more sales and higher market shares. As the competition widens and grows more complex, Booking.com could make these changes to remain atop. Thank you.